Once again, welcome to Family Matters with Sports. Once again, I'm Weedham Boys.
You froze?
Yeah, I think he froze. Oh man, how the host froze? Oh, it's bad.
Host froze up on us. Oh,
it's
Lord.
bad. Oh, it's bad.
Somebody got co-host.
Crazy.
Welcome to the Gray Show.
You know what I'm saying? The host froze on us. That's crazy.
It's all right.
But yeah,
the show must continue.
As Uncle was talking about, welcome to Family Matters with Sports. That's We Them Boys coming off a great win last week against the Patriots. Raven Nation, Cuzzo had a great week. Commanders, as my cousin says, they're still playing right now. So we'll give you the updates as he gets them. And then my other uncle, he's trying to find the rest of his offensive line right now. But I'll jump into the week 4 recap as we get our host back here. Just want to let everyone know we got a new tenant in the penthouse and we got a new record on the board. But I'll start at the basement. For I think the second week in a row. Yeah, second week in a row, Tyrell's in the basement. A little bit of improvement from last week. He's sitting at a nice 7 and 9. Next, we got a tie. The blood still runs.
The pool was with the questions Eric, with your name and
Eric with
the sport. Okay, all right.
With sitting at 10 and 6. And myself and my uncle, who was still looking for an offensive line, are in the third level at 11 and 5, and they're at the penthouse with the new record, new high score, 14 and 2. Cuzzo.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, but that man did it. All right.
I had the script. I misread 2 pages though.
All he had to do was flip the Miami to Buffalo with me and Uncle Rob, and then no one picked Houston. I feel like Houston is a great sleeper team right now. They're looking good to go, and they're just looking dominant right now. So let's go to Philadelphia with my cousin Tyrell. Any updates on the score? Have the Eagles moved the ball? Have the Commanders moved the ball? What is the status?
Yeah, we're just getting overtime right now.
I mean, we moved accordingly, but that 12-12 in the second quarter, 14-7, that was some time ago. I just had to check on you, make sure your internet connection was all good, squared away.
No, they keep throwing the ball and incompleting it. That's all. It's been a lot of incomplete. Stretching the game out.
Hey, understandable. I understand. But we're gonna keep it moving. I just need to understand, a couple of these picks. One in particular. I understand we all didn't pick Houston, but you had Arizona beating San Francisco. Could you walk me through that mindset and where you were at? If you were intoxicated, you can say that. But if you weren't, just let me know where your mindset was, because that was a stretch right there, brother.
Anything can happen any week. Arizona been playing pretty good. They just in the second half, they just ain't been the team to keep the money on. If you could flip money in the second half, that's when you do it.
Tap on your screen.
I got you. I mean, I saw you play 4 quarters.
Play a good game.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I feel like Josh Dobbs is playing with house money every time he walk out there. He got nothing to lose.
Right,
He's letting that thing go.
But that's why they're doing so good. I mean, the record don't show it, but I mean, they putting it on teams. I mean, yes, McCaffrey had 4 touchdowns, but they shut everybody else down. They wasn't, they got everything else. The passing game put down, but they just couldn't stop McCaffrey.
That's for sure. My man went out there.
One of those teams where it's like if you see them on the schedule, you don't
Yeah.
want to overlook them right
What's
now
the thing in the
because
third
they
quarter?
will win.
Huh?
What'd you say, Rob?
I said, yeah, they was in the game with San Fran. It's 21-16 third quarter. Every week they playing right there. They playing tough. It's
Right.
just
That's what I
like they
said. In the
having
first
problems.
half, in the first half, they're a team that you could put money on. But second half, it's when you need to flip the table and put it on another team.
Thank you. Have a good
No,
night.
very true. I apologize. Let me get to the overall standings. So, as it stands right now, we got a tie for first. Both Eric and Cuzzo sitting at 41 and 23. I'm in
coming for
second,
that spot.
and I'm in second with 39 and 25. Tyrell is in third, or fourth, excuse me, with 36-30. Uncle Rob is finally above 500.
Above
This week,
500.
we got him back. He's 34 and 29. He's sitting pretty, and then our resident intern, after hopefully after this past week, he's sitting at 29 and 19. So we're all looking up. We're all up and up right now. But long list season to go. We'll get into the bye weeks as we go on. So that'll take a toll and definitely muddy up some of these standings. But yeah, it's still a long season, fellas. Let's go to Cuzzo here because if you want to email the script out, this week you can definitely do that for these picks. And please walk us through, your mindset on this 14-2 run that you just went on last week, brother.
It's definitely around that time of the season where teams start to gel and you get a feel for their tendencies, and then once you weigh those out between each team, you really get a feel for it, and that's all it was. Just using a little bit of prior knowledge, seeing what these teams been doing with 4 weeks under their belt.
Gotcha.
That script not getting emailed out though.
Dang, it's like that. Okay, all right, okay. I just, I mean, your excellence in picking. I just want to go to you right quick with the upset of the week with Cincinnati and Tennessee. What did you see in Cincinnati, or what did you see in Tennessee to pick that upset?
First of all, Cincinnati sucks, and I'm going on a run to prove it. Cincinnati sucks. They're a bunch of frauds. Listen, they have these players on their team that I can't stand. Joe Burrow's not better than Lamar, and Orlando Brown, he's a former Raven. I don't want to see any success from him. So I'm taking Tennessee over them because after the last time they played, Tennessee was definitely in the playoffs. It was at home. Tennessee had the number 1 seed, and they left a bad taste in their mouth. So I knew they were out for vengeance with that. And I don't like Cincinnati at all.
Now, come on, I know Joe Burrow being a little injured had to play a part in it. If you think they were fully healthy and going into Tennessee, you think Tennessee would beat them if they were fully healthy?
Yes. The fact that he can't move off his leg doesn't mean that he can't. He was a pocket passer. He went to the Super Bowl with the worst offensive line. How bad could it really be? I can't spare you when you're with the worst team, but when you have a decent line and you're hurt, it's a problem. No, I can't spare you like that.
I mean, definitely understandable. The injury definitely played a part. He really couldn't get out and escape like he usually does. And then, Derrick Henry was doing Derrick Henry things. I mean, we saw a young Derrick Henry or an offensive line that was very capable of giving him the rock and having him rush for, 2,000 yards again. But we all know that bread is buttered as soon as the winter comes and we get into those cold months. They just keep feeding him because nobody wants to hit that grown man coming full speed in the cold.
Yeah, he still hasn't broke out for a big game yet, and it's due to come.
That's for sure. No, that's for sure. Now we got the man himself back in the building. Hopefully the virus of a bad connection didn't stop you. But as we continue on, what was disappointing thing that we saw throughout this past week?
The Giants.
Oh God! I mean, that's the obvious. I mean, we all saw the.
I picked them, and I thought Geno coming back to the Meadowlands, that the Giants would step up. But I should have rethunk that, because Geno came in there to show the Giants what they was missing.
Technically, if you really look at it, the Giants defense didn't play bad. They scored a touchdown off a pick six. They scored another touchdown off a fumble backed up towards their own end zone.
Yeah.
All right, they had one drive where they actually got the long pass where the tight end went for about 40 something yards that they really drove and scored the ball on. Now the Giants defense I think they could have dominated a little more, being that they was playing with some backups on the offensive line, but they didn't play bad. Now the offense, on the other hand, if you want to talk about bad, they stunk to join up.
So I got a question for you, Rob.
I ain't got no answers. I don't play for the Giants.
But I was gonna ask, now that Saquon has been out of the offense for a couple of weeks now, do you think that they have some kind of maybe not a lot, but maybe a little bit of regret of giving him so much money before the season, and seeing the way he's playing now?
Giving who so much money? Danny Jones?
Yeah.
Probably not, because they're gonna probably look at it as being the offensive line. And if you don't have an offensive line and you can't stay upright, you can put Joe Montana, you can put the best quarterback back there. If you don't have an offensive line that got less than 2 seconds to throw the ball, he's not gonna be productive at all. Period.
Right. But my thing is that they could have, I guess, better spread the money around. Was, hey, give him like, hey, we can get you a better offensive line if you're willing to take this X amount of dollar. Not, we're going to give you max deal. Now we don't have money for offensive line. This is what you got to deal with all until we can find something else,
The sad part is they signed a couple of offensive linemen. They just ain't turned out to be no good.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it's just, and it's been not just this year. It's been years that they've been getting offensive linemen, and they just turned out to just be horrible.
So
I always sit and think about that when they pay quarterbacks so much money. Like, when they get sacked a lot, like, you think you could spread the money around the offensive line to protect them more so he can do more. But you paying him almost, $275, $280, and he getting sacked 10 times a game, every game. You're like, damn, this $280 I'm paying ain't getting me nothing out of the deal.
So Juwan, to answer your question, the Giants was the easy pick, but my biggest disappointment was the Miami Dolphins.
I mean,
that was my biggest disappointment.
Well, I don't think it was a disappointment, because y'all heard me say it here on the live. They should have saved some of them damn 70 points that they scored last week. I picked Buffalo. They should have saved some of them 70 points. Ain't no way in the world they thought they were going to go out there and just do it again like that. Buffalo opened up a can on them, and that's what they did.
I think they showed too many plays that game. After they got up to like 3 touchdowns, they should have called it quits. Ran basic offense and then run it out.
Yeah, very true. I feel like similar to how the Cowboys did it in their game against the Patriots. Once you get up big, hey, just now we're in a mode of, all right, let's get to situational football. Let's see what our plays can be, and then go from there. Let's treat it as a training camp practice, so to speak, and let's figure out and tinker with the offense. But yeah, I mean, they pulled the Chiefs playbook. They started throwing shovel passes to the running back on the line, things of that nature. But yeah, I mean, it's Buffalo. They also suffered a bad loss with White, tearing his Achilles, which is, that sucks for the secondary there. He was a contributor, and he just came back from his ACL about 2 years ago. So, prayers for him and a speedy recovery. But yeah, as Unc said, I was on that bandwagon with him because, lightning can't strike twice.
I just wanted to dance in the end zone.
we gotta give Buffalo credit here. As you look at it at the beginning of the season, Buffalo was a team that we said has to, like, their time is running out, so they got to show up. And for them to have a letdown against the Jets on opening night, they couldn't afford to lose another division game right there and fall behind the division against the Dolphins. So they took that as an opportunity to go there and show that they still is one of the top teams in the AFC. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen, 21 for 25, 320 yards, 4 touchdowns in a primetime game against the Dolphins. Diggs, 6 catches, 120 yards, 3 touchdowns in the primetime game against the Dolphins. Primetime players step up in big-time games. Their defense held the Dolphins, who scored 70 points, to 20 points. So they stepped up. So you got to give the Bills their credit. They was up for the challenge.
See, my thing about the Bills, though, they like that brand new car that you see outside the dealership. It looks so good. Good. But you just ain't got it yet. Because you can look like prime time during the regular season, but if it don't show up in the playoffs, baby, I can't do nothing for you. So they can look all good and flashy during that one. But when it get cold in Buffalo and it's below 0 in Buffalo, and you got a team marching in there that's hungry, that want it, that got them dogs on their team, is they gonna show up then?
No, you're absolutely right, and I'm not sure any of us have the answer to that. You know, what happens to that team once the calendar turns to January, February, and they have that home field advantage? You know, they've been fighting for it the last few years with Kansas City and Cincinnati, just to, you know, have the home field advantage so that the road to the Super Bowl comes through Buffalo. And even with it, I believe that one year, you know, they couldn't answer the bell. And you know, is it Josh Allen? Is it the offense that they run? Is it running him in the ground toward the later part of the season? You know, they used him for the last 2 weeks in the run game. And, you know, some folks might say it's too early, but I mean, if you got that tool, you got to use it. But, you know, definitely have a pitch count on the quarterback powers or the quarterback runs. Is there anyone else have a disappointment from this past week? You know, I definitely lend to what Uncle's talking about in his Cowboys, just handing one of the legendary coaches his worst loss of his career in Dallas. And you know, you just saw, you know, our resident intern, he's a big mac and cheese fan, but he got benched in the third quarter. So, you know, you hate to see, you know, that young player go out like that. But is it time for a new quarterback in New England? Is it, you know, what's the situation here? Is it, you know, Brian the OC in New England? I mean, we all
Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien, thank you. Is it him? Like, we all saw the circus that they had last year. I believe they had the DC calling some of the plays as well as the special teams coordinator. So you know who's making the call. But with Bill, you definitely get a person that was there with him at Alabama, a familiar face, but it hasn't translated. So, you know, what do we think that situation in New England is? And does this hurt Bill Belichick's legacy at all?
For me, my biggest disappointment for the week was the Patriots game. You know, I don't watch all the Patriots games, but I've never seen Bill lose that bad.
Not the Commanders?
No. He said they in overtime right now. They
still playing. They still
game's
playing.
not over yet. It's the beginning of overtime right now. So the game might be over tomorrow before our Bears game. It might be. Players gonna be really tired.
Hey, let me ask you a quick. What's the weather in Florida? Is it hot?
It was 88 degrees today.
Because I think the sun is beaming too much on your head. I just wanted to ask that. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, that for me, that was. I mean, it was hard to watch us lose in overtime to Commanders, but.
Huh? Go ahead. Sorry.
But I thought we had breaking news. Right there. We got to sound the alarm.
That's why I said, huh? I wanted to know.
But watching Bill lose that bad, I don't think I've ever seen him lose that bad. And, you know, it makes me question. I mean, I understand, you know, not everybody has great seasons year after year, but it's like he hasn't had a great season since Tom has left. So it's like questioning, like, it was Tom the reason, Bill was so good, or was it like, I mean, I understand he's a defensive guru, but which is it? Was it that he was, the defensive guru, or was it that Tom was actually winning all the games for him?
Or could it be this? Like, you don't get too many Tom Brady's. That's a generational talent. So what Bill O'Brien could be doing is trying to mold someone that's not Tom Brady into Tom Brady. The shoe does not fit. You cannot do that. Sometimes you have to have change up within an organization. It's just how the dice roll.
A couple of disappointments for me. One was the Steelers. Their offense, I don't know, where is it? Like, what happened to it? Like, I don't understand. For them to lose to the Texans like that, you got to start questioning things going on the offensive side of the ball in Pittsburgh. But another one is a team that I thought was my surprise team, and I'm still sticking with them, was the Saints. The Saints losing at home.
I forgot about them.
To Tampa Bay. Getting Kamara back at home, figured the offense would go do a little better, and they couldn't even score a touchdown. They got 3 field goals. So, I mean, that was a major disappointment. And their defense finally gave up more than 20 points. So, I mean, that was a disappointment for me, the Saints. But I think they'll bounce back this week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, I mean, it's a divisional game, so they've seen that defense year over year, twice a year. So, they're definitely going to have some tricks in their back pocket for that defense. But, yeah, the coming home, the fresh out, just got out. AK came to play. But do we give them a pass just due to, Alvin Kamara's first game back, Derek Carr's beat up? Is it they have to gel, they have to get back into that rhythm, or do you let Jameis go out there and play? He's healthy, and you give him Alvin Kamara. I mean, that's Tyrell's favorite quarterback right now.
What?
Every time that man speaks, he's all for it. What he says, no one can comprehend. But hey, he's here for the sound bites. But yeah, I definitely understand the injury bug that's been going around, and then like the quarterback play on many levels hasn't been consistent. And does it lend itself to the defenses, or is it an offensive thing? It's a lot of stuff to clear up in these next couple of weeks as the season goes on. But quarter of the season is done. Only 2 remain undefeated right now. And I've got to go against one of them this upcoming week. So we're gonna see what
upset alert.
Oh yeah,
who's gonna bring the hat on defense? I mean, we saw what Christian McCaffrey did to Tyrell's Cardinals. No one else on the field mattered except Christian McCaffrey, and that's all they needed.
Touchdown. I think you got to give him a pass. Like you said, Alvin Kamara is his first game back. Michael Thomas still trying to get in the flow of things after being out for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. So it's going to take time for them to gel or come back together. So yeah, we give them a pass. Give them a couple of weeks. Maybe they get everything together out there in New Orleans.
So if y'all giving New Orleans a pass, are y'all going to give Cincinnati Bengals a pass?
I'm glad you said that, Cuzzo, because yes, we can say we can give them a chance to gel together, but these guys were playing together in the preseason. It's not like a lot of these other teams who didn't get to play during the preseason, just getting guys back in the flow of things. These guys were together playing. They were gelled against them third strings. And
how much do you really play in the preseason though? Cuz how much do you really play? They don't really play the starters that much in the preseason. How much do you really play?
But compared to teams who set players who completely didn't play during the preseason, I can't give them a bailout on this.
The Commanders played their starters for a lot this year in the preseason.
Y'all should have.
Yeah.
Because they ain't really had no starters.
I was like Chase Young just got back. That was Chase Young's first game. So I'm like,
exactly. But I mean, somebody isn't looking for their old lineman right now, so you'd be okay.
That's true. But I mean, you can't give Cincinnati a pass. That group has been together. You can give New Orleans a pass first-year quarterback in Derek Carr. He's a veteran, but Slant Man just came back. Alvin Kamara was out for 3 games, so the nucleus of that offense is still gelling together. Chris Olave has been a stud in itself, and then in the absence of Kamara, some others have stepped up. I think Rashida has been a lightning bolt for them, for that offense. Someone that can take the top off. But when you look at Cincinnati, that team, that nucleus has been there since everyone got drafted. Not sure what's going on with T. Higgins or Jamar. They're both of them are complaining. T. Higgins got injured. I think it's a rib this past weekend. But we all heard the soundbite from Jamar, a la Ocho Cinco. He's always open, 7-11. Get that man the ball and watch him go to work. So we'll definitely see. I feel like when Jamar is saying something, you gotta listen a little bit, because he's always happy. I feel like him and Burrow have a brotherly relationship. So we'll see what happens. I feel like similar to what AJ Brown did last week with Jalen Hurts. It's like, yo, feed me no matter what and watch what I do. And then we all saw what AJ did this past weekend. But yeah, I feel like little bumps in the road with Cincinnati. Once Burrow actually sits down and heals, he'll be back to what we believe he can be, and that offense will get back running. I think over the week, I believe T. Higgins is now in a little trade rumors, so we'll see as we go forward. What they do there. I mean, that was a surprise for me, and we can go into other surprises for this upcoming week as the season goes on. But yeah, the surprise for me was one, Chase Claypool, and then two, T. Higgins, both being in trade rumors. And we've all seen the lack thereof of Chase Claypool in Chicago. So wanted to know what the fellas thought about those two guys being in trade rumors.
Hey, was he a healthy scratch?
Who? Yeah.
Claypool,
They
right?
said, they said, don't come nowhere.
Don't come to the stadium.
Dang.
Yeah, apparently, he got into an argument at the facility.
Okay.
I think T. Higgins got to go because they got too much money tied in. They got to pay Chase. They got money tied into Burrow, and they just paid a couple of them linemen that they pay big dollars for. So they can't afford to pay Higgins and Chase $20 million each. So I think instead of getting nothing for him, they'd rather just get something for him. So I just think that overall, I mean, it's gonna be a bad move for him. It's gonna hurt him. But like I was saying last week about the Vikings, if the Vikings would have lost, they would have been 0-4. I think there would have been a lot of rumors about Cousins, Jefferson, Hunter, everybody. And don't be surprised. I know we talk about the Chargers. If the Vikings go 1-6 or 1-7, the Vikings coach might be the first one gone.
Ooh. Okay. Vikings coach first one being gone? Okay.
And I know my brother, he wants the Chargers coach fired ever since last year. But if they keep finding a way to win, he won't be fired. But the Vikings, they 1-4 now. If they lose the next 3 in a row, I think it's gonna be a lot of changes in Minnesota.
Yeah, the Chargers lucked up and got a win against the Raiders this week, so they got a bye this week. So he ain't gonna hit nothing about them. So he got himself another week.
No, absolutely. And Herbert broke a finger in his non-throw hand, so that now it lends itself to we can't really do what we want with him. So we got to lean only on a defense that can't stop a nosebleed for the last 4 weeks. So you'll see what happens there, how he mixes that up, and what he implements for that defense. And then as for the Minnesota Vikings,
hold on, Juwan. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that defense, What do you think about Khalil Mack at 6 sacks in the game? How do you let one man get 6 sacks? Like, what do you, like, when are you going to start doubling them or tripling them? Or like, you can't just let one man keep getting 6 sacks. Are you serious?
Hey, didn't he have a game like that with the Bears or something a couple years ago?
I believe
So he's
so.
been doing
Yeah.
this.
No, absolutely, and the same thing could be said for Zach Wilson and his performance. But yeah, you have a grown man who's been doing it since he got into the league in Khalil Mack. You got to chip something. That was his homecoming from the Raiders, so there was definitely some bad blood, and he was unapologetic about it. So hats off to him coming out there. And if they're not going to double me, bet I'm gonna show you what this money gonna do.
Got to
We
win
gonna
the
get
one
after that quarterback.
battle.
Dang, what quarterback got sacked the most? That was a question I heard one. I heard that question before.
I wish Statman was here so he could answer that for us. Because when I asked that question, somebody acted like they got lost and was doing work or something.
I forgot all
Missing in
about it. I
action.
was at work. I forgot all about it. We started talking about something else.
Well, to my recollection, Sam Howell has been sacked the most so far this year. I've like 26 times or something like that.
That's crazy.
Sam Howell also going toe to toe and bringing people back in overtime. So close games. So he could be getting hit, but if he delivering on something, he doing something right.
Absolutely. No, he definitely showed up and showed out against the defense. But I feel like he still got sacked plenty of times in that game. I mean, I know during that last drive before they got it to overtime, he could have got sacked a couple times by Jalen Carter. You would hope that he learns from that situation. But yeah, similar to the New York Giants offensive line, that Commanders offensive line needs help because it got ugly real quick, especially when in passing situations.
Hey, that money's in the defensive line. That's why.
Yeah.
And Cuzzo, you talk about he be showing out. What is he showing out? I think he got like 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That's showing out. You don't expect much.
Yeah, but 4 of those
That's true.
interceptions came from the Bills game.
I mean, you don't expect much from a quarterback, I guess, huh, Cuzzo?
No, that's not what I was saying. Just with him going. I'm speaking from last week's performance alone.
Oh, you just going off of the one game. You just going. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Recency bias. I got you. No worries. Hey,
recency bias.
He played a great game versus a great defense, and
Definitely.
if it weren't for I think Terry McLaurin having a size 13 shoe, if he had a size 12, could have been a different story. But I feel like my cousin's still arguing that call to this day. So we'll let him live.
That was clearly out of bounds, though.
Hey. The safety's arm got stepped on, and then that's not inbound, so you got to take that big toe. But that was a great game overall, and let's get to Zach Wilson and his performance against the Chiefs. Albeit we all thought that was going to be a cakewalk. He comes out, and you see the Zach Wilson of old, a lot of potential, commanding that offense. Against a great Chiefs defense, and just taking it down the field, drive after drive. Ultimately he turns that ball over that last drive, and you see him on the sideline saying it's all on him. But I feel like as the head coach said, if he keeps playing like that, they're going to win a lot of games, and they can definitely do some damage in that division if he shows up like that.
And they was talking about him on the radio. And they was asking because at the start of the game, he didn't play too well, and they fell down like 17? What's the score? Like 17 or 10-0 or something like that. And then he started to come back because they said like all the pressure is off of him, and he started to come back. He did a good job bringing them back. But then when they got closer and the pressure got on again, he messed up again. So they was wondering like, is it because of the pressure that he can't do it, or like what's going on? But like you said, if you play in the second half, they definitely can win a lot of games because their defense is going to be there to stop a couple of teams, and all they got to do is not make mistakes.
No,
I think they should run the ball more.
They have a two-headed monster back there, so you can definitely incorporate Hall and Cook, a little bit more. I feel like
screens or something.
Like that offensive line is built for it. So I feel like they should do the the 49ers style of play, the Eagles style of play, run it. And then once you figure out you can stop the run or get us into a second and long, third and medium, then we can throw it. But yeah, you got to play to that man's strengths and, give him some easy throws. I would love to hear the panel's opinions on the controversial defensive holding at the end there on Sauce. Everyone has seen the clip of it, hopefully. It was touch and go. I feel like in that moment of a game, you got to let the players play. I didn't see a hold. I saw a lot of contact both ways.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Let's ask our resident referee.
I haven't seen the play, so I don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
I'll try to send it to you after we're done. But they were going back and forth. I mean, it's towards the end of the game. I think it should have just been played out.
He was holding them.
One thing they tell you, if it's a hold, it's a hold, no matter what point in the game it is.
He was holding them.
You can't just you got to call it.
Speaking of a hold on every play, even the one, not even Sauce Gardner. Which one was it when he was blocking? The number 11 was just getting blatantly old and
no.
scrambled.
Now I saw that was definitely a hold. And they didn't call that when Mahomes won.
That wasn't a hold. Like
that was.
I'm a defensive player, and look, my number 11 on the New York Jets, he was dancing with that offensive tackle. Okay, he was there for the ride.
That's what you call it, dancing now.
He was him. First of all, he was him, and then he had one arm out, like, "Yo, I'm over here. Just you can throw this flag if you want." But there wasn't an attempt to disengage with that offensive lineman, and the offensive lineman had him within the frame, and he was moving his feet. There was no egregious hold on that. So I'm like, all right, cool. That one I can see not being a hold. Now, if you go to question, what's up?
What position you played football in? What position you play?
I was out there, playing them all. At one point,
playing them all.
Punter,
Oh wow! Wow. What was your main position though? What was that position you played that was mainly your position? DB, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I was back there.
Okay. Tell me this: could you ever stop someone from catching the ball while having them like this?
Oh, seriously.
Is that legal?
This is different though. Like this is two grown men going at it, and one of them just has them boom in the frame, and you ain't going nowhere.
No, that wasn't.
All he had to do
was
lift them up, and they would have been dancing. That was it. That's all I'm saying, cuzzo. All I'm saying is, if number 11 wants his game checked, he gonna have to give a little bit more effort to get off that block.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
My brother's showing it. My brother's showing it.
You're gonna call that?
Yeah, I don't think that was holding. They can get him for illegal contact because you can't have your hands on them at 5 yards.
Illegal contact.
Yeah, you can get them. You can't have your hands on them at the 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
I don't think it was holding though.
Was that the Sauce play?
Yeah, that was a Sauce play.
Oh, I thought you were showing the other one. Juwan talking about number 11.
Oh no,
Yeah,
number 11. He can't go back to the hood and represent no more. He got hemmed up. I'm just saying, people back in the hood is bad. It's like, yo, you gonna do this?
He called 78. Don't make me call 78 back around here.
Real talk though. They like, yo,
is that the former Raven?
That was blocking.
Is that Brown? Was that Brown?
Brown. He over there in
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Oh, he's still watching.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show it. Let's show it. Let's see.
Controversy ensues. KC was up 23-20. Mahomes struggled on the next drive.
That's this heavily holding. Watch how he stretches his jersey out and everything.
Thank you.
After the snap.
Whoa, that's holding. He's turned
holding. Right, he turned all the way around.
He got his quarterback. Anything like holding.
That's holding.
His back was facing the quarterback.
he wasn't getting off. He was like, "Hey, bro, it's good. You right here. Where you want to go? You can go see
old
Mahomes. It's all good."
lineman.
Oh,
I
he was
know
dancing
you
with the
cannot
stars.
do that.
Dancing with the
That's
stars.
it.
Dancing with
Hey, that brother won this week on Dancing with the Stars. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
That's holding, man. Look at this.
Mahomes had plenty of time in the pocket to find a target.
That's holding. You see, he trying to get the Jets offensive lineman trying to keep his hands like he get hit like that. He got him grabbed up like that, trying to hold it. That's holding though.
I stand by it. It's good. No call by the officials. You know, it's all good.
They didn't make no call. They didn't make no call.
Oh yeah.
They want to
Yeah,
tell
I
us Swifty go out there happy, man. That's it.
I mean, at State undefeated since she's been to the game. So you know, I don't know if it's her or Travis, but hey, NFL is saying it's her. And speaking of that, you know, what do we think about the situation in KC? Like, is it sustainable? I haven't seen outside of Pacheco and Kelsey anyone else step up from a receiver standpoint. You got Mahomes out there, you know, running for his life. He's looking like a lesser version of Lamar Jackson out there, you know, becoming a runner out of nowhere. You know, he said he tilts their head and he got to go. So, like, what do we think? Like, are they – I understand they're definitely, you know, who we think they are, but until a number two receiver or a Robin to Kelsey comes into play, you know, I feel like they can be beat.
Yeah, I'm not buying them right now. At the beginning of the season, you know, I thought they had, they would keep speed on the field, you know, and just run their normal offense, but it's not looking good right now. I can't see it.
So we mentioned Claypool.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Hey, if I'm a receiver, I go play with Mahomes every day, all day.
And I was getting ready to say Claypool and Higgins. If I can't beat them, I might as well join them.
Right, but but at this point, you know, if you go over there and you play and you start, you know, doing what Tony doing, dropping all these balls, looking terrible, you know your career going downhill afterwards, right? This is going to show you real talent.
Well, Claypool career is almost downhill anyway. You don't get too much worse than this.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. True. After this, you can't say, "Oh, I don't have a quarterback that can throw me the ball." That's out the question.
If I'm Kansas City, I give a 6th rounder for him. That's what they asking for.
Sure. Yeah, 5th or 6th, and you know, you come in.
I would rather have T. Higgins.
That's gonna be. I would too, but it's gonna be more costly.
That's gonna cost a lot,
right?
Yeah, but I mean,
because Cincinnati, you a competitor. You dealing with the NFC and the AFC. These are teams that are building up a young rivalry. Yeah, they're gonna cost a pretty penny to get Higgins.
I don't think they're gonna talk to the Cincinnati if they come calling for Higgins. They be like, nah, you good. They gonna probably want a 1st and a 3rd for Higgins.
Or just ask for Travis.
But if it's gonna get him another Super Bowl, it might be worth it.
Yeah, but I don't think Cincinnati would send him to Kansas City regardless. You know, Cincinnati and Kansas City got a history of playing each other. Cincinnati got Kansas City number. They're not gonna send him there where he can come back and hurt them. If they're gonna do anything, they send him to the NFC.
For sure. And then the Claypool portion of it, you know, I feel like that could be similar to how Juju Smith-Schuster revived his career and got paid in New England. You know, he was there a year, took lesser money, and then came back with a vengeance, got the Super Bowl, and then boom, he's now, I believe, one of the higher paid receivers for the Patriots. So, you know, it definitely could be a play that Claypool has in the bag there. You know, a 6th rounder that I say you give him a contentional 6th rounder that could turn into a 5th or a 4th, you know, depending on the terms of the trade, and you just run it like that. And you know, it's you take a flyer on Claypool. You know, you got a bigger body. You pair him with Kelsey. Tony hasn't really shown that he's come back since week 1, so you know we'll see what happens. But as we continue, let's get into the Thursday night game. You know, we got 2 teams that look promising. We'll see what they have in store for us.
Come on, don't do that to us.
I said y'all look promising, brother. Y'all look promising, okay? Look, both of y'all out here got Russell Wilson looking like MVP Russ. Okay, I'm just saying, both of y'all, you know, y'all got Russ in the building, and he out here looking like old Russ. Y'all letting him cook.
But we can say the same about the Cowboys making Josh Dobbs look like he's a Hall of Famer. You know,
look, Josh Dobbs ain't got nothing to lose out there. Okay, Josh Dobbs out there throwing fire every time, ain't got no complaints. What they gonna say to Josh Dobbs? Okay,
I don't know.
Russell got 450. All right, Russell got 450. Josh Dobbs out here saying, "Yo, I'm playing backyard football." Marquise Brown down there somewhere. Go get it.
He don't even got a jersey in the team store.
It was all
saying?
good
Like,
just 2 weeks ago. We was talking about the Commanders, one of the top 5 teams in the league.
Yeah, I didn't say we
wasn't gonna bring
wasn't. We still good.
You
Now they're struggling. They done lost 2 in a row.
It's okay.
They lose to the Bears, then it's really gonna get bad. So I mean,
okay. We got it.
You're gonna get Matt Ryan out of retirement. That's all
We
they
can't
Matt
lose.
Ryan out the roof.
We can't lose to the Bears. They give up too many sacks. We got a great defensive line. I wouldn't watch football.
How good was the defensive line that gave up 100-something yards receiving to AJ Brown? They didn't get to the quarterback then.
Yeah, but their offensive line is better.
But your defensive line is good. You just said.
Yeah, they are.
Compared to Phillies compared to
they wasn't blitzing enough.
Different.
They wasn't blitzing enough. That was literally Chase Young's first game against the Eagles in 2 years. Like never seen him against the Eagles one time. Insert Chase Young. He making Jordan Mailata look like a rookie out there. I was like, yo, what's going on? We got one of the better offensive lines in the league. One man is destroying this left side of this offensive line right now.
Well,
and you know,
I understand, but from what I was watching, I don't think we was blitzing enough.
You don't need to blitz when all your money is in that front four.
Yeah, but we still got to send extra. We got to send extra thunder to it.
If you get pressure with the front four, there's no need for that. If you get pressure with the front four, there's no need to blitz. You just save the coverage back there, help out with the coverage. You get pressure with the front four, why blitz?
But we was already getting burnt. We need a free man, to get back there.
Nah, I feel like y'all
NFL football or NFL flag football.
Hey, Cuzzo, he think he playing Madden, Cuzzo. So since we talking about the Commanders, I will respectfully let you go last.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Justin Fields and Sam. Who do I have more trust in? I don't know. It's hard to say. And they both probably top 3 with getting sacks. And since our resident intern's not here, I know Sam is 1, and I know Justin Fields probably not far neither. So I think for this game,
so there are 1 and 3. Sam Howell is number 1 with
my boy number
sacks. 2. I wasn't gonna say that. And Justin Fields is number 3 with 17.
So see, so I think with this game, I'm gonna go with, like we're saying, I think Washington's front 4 will probably have more sacks and get a 4-sack fumble return for a touchdown. And I think I'm going with the Commanders. This might be my first. It might be my only time going with the Commanders, but I think the Commanders are going to beat the Bears.
The Bears
can't say that because we don't get 10 games this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now you said
okay.
I'm guaranteeing that. We only got to win 7 more.
The Bears done blew a 21-point lead. Moore had a good game, 131 yards and a touchdown. Justin Fields had his first 300-yard passing game and 4 touchdowns. The Commanders, like you said, the most sacked quarterback in the league. Sam Howell, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I want to say the Commanders here, but I'm sensing an upset coming here. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears to get the upset over the Commanders.
Y'all doing me wrong here.
I ain't going to do you wrong, Tyrell.
That was the first one. That That was the first Chicago Bear. You're fine. It's okay.
I ain't going to do that on you. I'm gonna go with Washington. This defense just gave up. This team just gave up a 28-3 lead the week prior. They got the confidence they were lacking on offense. Going up against a defense like this, I think they break your confidence and they break it bad. And it's going to be like one of those games that Ray Lewis talked about in 2000. If we can stop you for 3 quarters and that offense put up 17 points, we're good.
Well, they
I'm
often
right
put
there
up
with
the
Washington.
points is the question.
I mean, out of these two teams, you know, Washington has the better defense. So I'm gonna go with everyone else with Washington. I definitely believe if the defense or special teams can create a turnover, short field for the offense, that wins it. And I feel like that secondary, albeit you got a young rookie on one side, it's a pretty good secondary. But 10 games, my brother, I don't think y'all getting 10 games. But
You
I'll
want
give y'all
better case
this
of
week.
water? I want some water. I'm thirsty.
I want 3 cases of water on this one.
So you want one from me? Who else you want one from?
I take a case of water on that.
Okay, Jawan, take one.
10 games. 10 games on Washington. All right. 10 games.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what's better to beat a good defensive line, a running quarterback. Justin Fields gonna scramble his way around. They don't want to design nothing for him, so he's gonna scramble his way around to get this win. Early in the day, when I sent my picks to Uncle Eric, to my brother Eric, I picked Washington, but I did some research during the day, and I just had to change of heart right then, so I had to go with the Bears.
Ooh.
Okay.
If you got the script like Cuzzo had last week, you gotta share it, bro. We gotta have a group chat, something going.
Don't let them know what we talked about. Don't let them know what we talked about, Cuzzo.
But I'm going with my team, the Commanders. You know, the defensive line, you know, they've been doing pretty good. We got to get more pressure, I think. You know, I think we're dropping too many in coverage, teams are just picking us apart because it seems like to me when I watch them, like the linebackers are just standing still. People are running behind them. You know, that's how you get yards after catch. It's not working out. I think we need to put more pressure on the quarterback, and I think, you know, everything will work out better. So I'm going with the Washington. I think the score would probably be about 28-13, 28-14, 2 touchdown lead, you know, and we good.
Okay. All right. I mean, the spread right now is 6 in favor of Washington, you know, over under 44.5. Okay. All right. We'll see. You know, I feel like I need to feature
I was close.
Robinson a little bit more. No, you definitely were. I'm not.
Because I must say, I said 28-14, so that's 42. So I was close.
No, absolutely. You know, if I was a betting man, you know, you could definitely, you know, see where the money line is at and take it there. But I feel like it's going to be a defensive game. Albeit Justin Fields is showing a little bit of promise. I feel like they're going to have the same strategy they had with Jalen Hurts. You know, keep him in the pocket, make him hurt you with his arm, and then take it from there. I feel like, you know, Jalen was a little premature on a couple of his scrambles and, you know, trying to figure it out. But once you get those receivers in and that defense lets you have it, you can definitely make it happen. But yeah, that's our show for the recap. Greatly appreciate you joining us. We'll see. It is October. Baseball season is in full effect.
Let's go Dodgers.
We're about to have the
Nation.
Orioles versus Dodgers World Series.
All of it down. That's all right. When me and you down there at Horseshoe, Cuzzo.
There you go. We'll see what happens. Also, you know, you got to give a shout out to the ladies. Las Vegas Aces versus the New York Liberty in the finals.
Yes, sir.
Starting Sunday.
That's gonna be a good one.
So you can flip back and forth between your games, catch the women's game, seeing what Breanna Stewart does. Asia Wilson, you know, the point guard herself, Chelsea Gray. So we'll see what happens there. A lot of sports going on. You still got college football going on. So a lot of great things happening in this coming month as we go forward. But I appreciate you joining us. We'll see you next time.